Mark Morissette, you were in the middle of your presentation on some of the challenges and advantages of being in Canada. Please continue with your thoughts.
Yeah, I mean, the challenges, I mean, they remain the same. So we have wonderful access to talent. That's always been there. That can align around a common purpose and mission. But we are always having to stay a little bit discreet and underground because we have to bootstrap a little bit longer and then measure 10 times, cut once, test and measure your thesis in the marketplace. Because if you give up that proprietary business model to your American brethren, they can go faster with capital. We remain a conservative culture when it comes to all things capital, and we have to be obviously a little bit more measured in the marketplace where we're trading that first product as an MVP or otherwise. So I would say, as you grow and mature, then you can access, capital does not have borders. You can access that international capital as you grow and mature, but it's always tough for early stage companies that have to basically bootstrap and do it the good old fashioned hard way.
Dan Rosen, I'd love to get your point of view. What it's like to build your company in the Canadian context. What's your story?
Yeah, I'd like to. I fully agree with Mark, and I'd like to maybe stress a couple of points. So, first, I think that Canada, and particularly the Toronto GTA, has been a well-kept secret for great engineering talent, particularly the combination with finance, given our very healthy financial industry that we have here in Toronto. But like financial engineering, everything to do with artificial intelligence and machine learning, computer science analytics, we live in one of the best areas in the world for that type of talent. And we've definitely been able to bootstrap on that several times. This is my third time around doing it, and it's been always great. And I think that's awesome. A second part is, of course, our proximity to the U.S. makes it easier for us to access the U.S. market, and culturally, we've always found it very easy to work, and also even access the European market. So I think Canada offers that additional nice part. Where I will also agree with Mark is the two areas that I find require a boost or definitely we might be a slight disadvantage is definitely capital. It's got a lot better though than it was 10 or 15 years ago. But capital, and particularly early capital and growth capital, has been lagging against our US neighbors for sure. But more importantly, and maybe I'll say something controversial, but I don't think it is, I think sales and marketing talent, for some reason, I've always find it, and I've talked to other entrepreneurs, we seem to, as strong as our engineering schools are, and as strong as our engineering culture is in Canada, there's almost like sales is a bad word or something. Mm-hmm. We're so polite and maybe and etc. But definitely, I find that sales and marketing talent is a little bit more difficult to find in Canada, and I know of many firms who end up doing it in the US because of that. But I don't see any real reason. I think there's something there that happened.
It may be a mystery. We've got about 30 seconds left. Ray Sharma, you referenced your article from several years ago about some of these issues and challenges. Anything you want to add to that?
The capital issue that we're facing, I think it can be addressed a little bit if the big financial institutions in our country step forward and start funding corporate venture capital funds. We've seen a few of them do so, like Power Corp has one, and other banks have kind of got into venture and gotten out, several times in the case of Royal Bank. So I think I would just like to end with one note, which is that, we've got an amazing financial industry that did so well in 2008, 2009. They've done really well earning their strength off the back of Canadians. And I think one way they can give back and pay it forward is if they all set up corporate venture capital funds and look to companies like Digit and Foxquilt that are leading the way and helping support them so that they can go toe-to-toe with the really big companies that they end up competing with in the US and beyond.